All right, let's just dive right in. Something really big is happening in the world of AI right now, and honestly, it's changing everything. We're moving away from seeing AI as just a simple tool, and we're starting to collaborate with it like a real partner. And believe me, this isn't just some tiny update, it's a whole new ballgame.
This quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. It gets right to the heart of the problem. If you're only using AI to get a quick answer and then copy-pasting it, you're missing out on almost all of its real power. It's kind of like owning a supercomputer just to use the calculator. So today, we're going to unpack a much smarter way to use this incredible technology.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we're going to talk about why that old chatbot model is actually holding you back. Then, we'll get into the brand new building blocks that are powering this shift. After that, we'll cover the mindset you need to really take advantage of them, and we'll look at the rise of autonomous agents that can actually do things for you. And finally, we'll put all the pieces together and see where this is all headed.
Okay, so how do we actually get beyond the chatbot? Well, it's a total mindset shift. It stops being about getting AI to give you answers, and it starts being about getting AI to help you ask way better questions. The people who are really winning with AI, they aren't letting it do their thinking for them. Nope. They're using it as a partner, a challenger even, to poke holes in their own ideas, find their blind spots, and catch mistakes before they happen. It's a complete flip of the usual approach.
So what's making this new way of working even possible? Well, it all comes down to the tech itself. The newest generation of AI models gives us a level of control that, frankly, was just science fiction a couple of years ago. Let's break down some of the key features that are making all this happen. So the first big one is something we can call thinking level. And this is wild. For the first time ever, we can actually tell an AI how hard it should think about a problem. If you've got a simple task, like summarizing an email, you just set it to low thinking for a super fast, efficient answer. But if you have a really complex, multi-step problem, you can literally crank it up to high thinking and let the AI really chew on it to give you the absolute best result.
And that same idea of adjustable effort also applies to how AI sees the world, with something we can call media resolution. So if you're just asking a simple question about a picture, like, is this a dog or a cat? A quick low-res scan is perfect. It's fast, it's efficient. But if you need the AI to analyze super fine details, like trying to read the tiny text on a medicine bottle in a photo, you can switch to full resolution and get maximum accuracy. It's incredible.
And then there are two other game changers, thought signatures and structured outputs. Thought signatures let you see the AI's step-by-step logic, which is absolutely crucial for trusting it and for fixing things when they go wrong. And structured outputs? This lets you force the AI to give you its answer in a specific, clean format, like a perfectly organized data file. This makes the AI's output so reliable you can plug it directly into other apps without any manual cleanup.
So is this new level of control actually catching on? Oh yeah. The numbers don't lie. Data from Sensor Tower shows that from August to November, models that have these kinds of advanced features saw their active user growth just explode. We're talking 5 times faster than the older models. That's a huge signal that people are hungry for more powerful, more precise AI tools.
But even with all this new control, AI has always had this one giant, glaring weakness. Its memory is terrible. I mean awful. The basic architecture for most models, these things called transformers, they really struggle with long documents or conversations. They don't actually learn from talking to you, which leads to this kind of digital amnesia, where they forget what you said just a few minutes ago. It's so frustrating.
Well, until now. Brand new AI architectures are finally solving the memory problem head-on. They can now process just enormous amounts of information at once. We're talking the equivalent of thousands of pages of text. But even more important, they have a long-term memory that actually learns and updates as you work with it. This is a massive leap, and it opens the door for much deeper, more meaningful collaboration.
Okay, so we've got these incredible new tools. We have unprecedented control, and we've solved the memory problem. But you know what? The technology is only half the battle. To really truly unlock its potential, we have to shift our own thinking. We have to stop treating AI like a passive little assistant and start engaging with it as a strategic challenger. And you can put this new mindset into practice with a pretty simple 3-step process. First, you build your AI a second brain. You do this by feeding it deep context about you, your work, your goals. Then you activate it as your sparring partner. You literally ask it to challenge your ideas and find all the flaws. And finally, you make this setup permanent so you have your own personalized critical expert on call 24/7, ready to help you think better. Now this is where it gets really exciting. When you combine that fine-grained control we talked about, that deep, persistent memory, and this new critical partner mindset, well, you unlock the next stage of AI's evolution, autonomous agents. We're talking about AI systems that can independently go out and execute complex, multi-step tasks for you in the digital world. And these agents aren't some far-off future concept. They're already here. A fantastic example is an agent called Lux from the OpenAGI Foundation. What makes it so different is that it doesn't need special programming or APIs to work. Instead, it literally just watches your screen, understands what it's seeing, and uses your computer with clicks and keystrokes, exactly like a person would. And the performance of this approach? It is just stunning. On a standard test that measures how well an AI can complete real-world tasks on websites, Lux just blows away the competition from the big tech companies. I mean, that gap you see on the chart, it really speaks for itself, doesn't it?
And you know, this kind of technology isn't just stuck in research labs. Over in China, a whole new wave of these autonomous agents is already being used at massive scale. They're automating real-world business tasks for millions of people, which really gives us a sneak peek of where all of this is heading, fast.
Let's look at three big examples. You've got GenSpark, which is all about real-world execution. It can actually make sales calls for you and schedule meetings. Then there's Quark from Alibaba, which is an absolute powerhouse for doing large-scale research and analysis. And then you have Co from ByteDance, which is designed for really practical automation, like building simple apps for you without you having to write a single line of code. So what happens when we put all these pieces together? We've got the new tech building blocks, we've got the right strategic mindset, and we're seeing the rise of agents that can act all on their own. When you combine all of that, a pretty clear picture of the future of AI starts to emerge. It seems like the path forward follows a really logical order. Right now, in the present, we're mastering this granular control and deep memory. In the very near future, the real key to success is going to be adopting that critical partner mindset. And then, just over the horizon, all these things will come together to create autonomous agents that can execute entire workflows for us, from start to finish. And this all brings us to one final, really crucial question. If your AI can reliably challenge your best ideas, help you refine the entire plan, and then go out and execute that whole workflow, who's the assistant and who's the leader? That's a question I think we're all going to have to answer, probably a lot sooner than we think.